Hey guys, nice to have you again. Welcome to another edition in our CSEC past paper exam questions and solutions. Now, this question is taken from May 2011 paper. It's question 6B. The general topic on the syllabus that this question would falls under would be geometry. But to be more specific, it's a coordinate geometry question. It has to do with the equation of a straight line. Now here, let's just quickly get into it. The diagram below shows a line segment which passes through the points A and B. And here we have our Cartesian plane with our line, the straight line passing through those two distinct points. And down here we have our point A, and up here we have our point B. Now let's just pull up the question a bit so we can have it in its totality. Okay, so that should be good. All right. Now here they're asking us to determine the coordinate of A and B, and that's a 2 marks. So let's just quickly look at that. Okay. Let me just change this. Now, part 1, we want the coordinates for A and B. Now, coordinate A, and we have to write that in coordinate form. And in coordinate form, we have the X value first and then followed by the Y value. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the point A, and from A, I'm going to come down on that line straight down to my x-axis. Okay, so that value here, -2, that would be my x value. Okay, so quickly we can just say then my x value for the coordinate is -2, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go on my y-axis from the point A. I'm going to go straight across on my y-axis, and that point there would be my y value, and that would be +3. Okay, so there we have our coordinate, both values x and y for A. Now let's look for the coordinate for B. Now open bracket. Again, we know that coordinate is in the form xy, so therefore I must go to the point B, and from B I'm going to come straight down on my x-axis. I'm coming straight down on my x-axis, and that point is the point 4, and I'm going straight across on my y-axis, and my point on my y-axis would be 6. So to write the coordinate of B, I would say my x value down here is 4 and my y value is +6. Okay, so that's it for part 1. Part 2 now. Now in part 2 they're asking us the gradient of the line segment AB. That's another 2 marks. Now the gradient of the line could be found using 2 different methods. All right, having the graph, we can just look at the graph and we can find the gradient. Now a quick way to find the gradient from the graph, basically having 2 points that the line passes through, or you can look at the line carefully to see which other 2 points it passes through, and we can use those 2 points to find the gradient geometrically. Okay, so since it passed through A, let's use the point A and B. Now what I'm gonna do, this is it. I'm going to use, let me just brighten this a bit. So we can see what is happening. Now I'm from A here. Okay, if you notice, I'm coloring the point A, and I'm coming straight across where I touch the line that B is on. Then I'm gonna come from B, and I'm coming down, and where these 2 points intersect, if you notice, it forms a right angle triangle under the line. Okay, now gradient really from the line is equal to up, and I'm going to write that, the up over the across. Okay, across, that's a S, across. Now that we know from earlier lessons, and you could always check out our playlist on geometry, coordinate geometry, where the lessons are taught more in depth. We learned that the general equation of a straight line is y is equal to mx plus c, where m is the gradient and c is the y-intercept. Okay, and we're going to be looking at that quickly. So basically, to calculate the value of m, we know that m is equal to up over across. Okay, across. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at my across. Let's count. We're going to count the across. Now from the point A coming across, this would be 1, this would be 2, that's 3, 4, 5, 6 units. Okay, so my across is equal to 6. Let me use another color that may be a bit strenuous on the eyes. Okay, let me just quickly use another color. So my across, I'm just substituting, is equal to 6. So let's go ahead now and let's check the up. Let's check the up quickly. So my up now would be 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I have a 3 for my up. So I have a 3 in my numerator. So all we're going to be doing basically now is to just simply cancel out. Okay, we know that 3 over 6, 3 can go into itself once. So let's do that quickly. 3 into itself goes once, 3 into 6 goes 2 times. So my gradient is equal to 1 over 2, and that's it. And just another quick note, if you notice how the line is leaning, let's say if this line should fall down, it would be falling down in that direction. Okay, so if the line is falling down, it would be falling down in that direction. Now since it is falling down on the positive values on my x-axis, so over here represents the positive values on my x-axis. Okay, then that simply means then that our gradient is a positive gradient. Okay, for example, if it was leaning in this direction, let's say the line was leaning in that direction, now if it would be falling down, it would be going in that direction, and if you notice, this would be the negative value on the x-axis. So having the fact that if the line was leaning in this direction, the gradient would be negative, but since it is leaning in the positive direction, this direction, we have a positive gradient. Okay, now in the next video we'll complete part 3. So bye bye.